Trust you've all been okay, and nice seeing you. So you've been following us up since Module 1, Module 2, Module 3, and here comes, together with these beautiful therapists, we are here to present Module 4. We get to know what you're going to learn on Module 4. And so as we start for Module 4, I'll start by posing a question. Have you ever lost a loved one or seen someone that you care for, going through grief, and wondered what to tell them, what to type on social media, how to address them, if to contact them or not? So yes, in Module 4, we shall also be looking at the first topic being loss and grief. And this is for you to be able first to take care of yourself in case such eventuality comes your way, because we keep on saying death is the only inevitable thing. Then also for others, because in most cases we are unable even to offer help, or even when we stretch our hands to go and offer help to others, we do not have the right words to say. So when we talk about loss and grief, what do we exactly talk about? When we talk about loss comes in very different ways, and there is what we've been made believe that loss and grief is only pertaining when we are talking about a permanent loss, which is death. No, loss can come in so many ways. I'll start with something like job loss. Job loss, that is a loss. Something like business loss. You've been operating a very nice business, all of a sudden it collapses. It's still loss, and people go through loss and grief. Also the ties, that is the bond, the friendship. You've had this person, a relationship with person, you've lost something, because what is this that we talk about when we say someone is going through loss and grief? There is loss of love, loss of attachment, loss of bond, loss of routine, something that you've been used to each and every day, it's no longer there. So it causes it makes someone be more destabilized. They're not able to operate the way they've been operating. So again, we have a closure, and we keep on saying all these losses, you can always bounce back. You can be in a relationship, it's not there, you grieve, few months, years, then again you are engaged again. We have a bouncing back scenario. But when we talk about the closure, is where someone dies. Death is what is the ultimate loss, and it has stages, and these stages, by the way, apply in all the loss and grief. However, for death, it's even more felt, because this is something that it's a permanent loss. And the first stage is when you talk about the shock. When the communication has been done, the first thing that people do, you get your shock, you do not know how to navigate through. And at times, how our body's response to that is by being numbness. You find that you're just somewhere, and I keep on saying, for being numb, it means you are at a position where your body is not accepting what is happening. You do not want to feel the pain, you're just there. And that causes guilt. Guilt is stage number 2, where you do not know whether you caused it, maybe the doctors, maybe the people, it was an accident, could be the driver, and a lot of things. We also have anger. So in case you're going through loss and grief and you find yourself being irritable, not being able to relate with people well, it's still okay. There is no feeling misplaced at this event, because that's how it should feel. There is the anger, because there is the loss. You've lost your loved one, you've lost a bond, you've lost something, a routine, something you love so dearly. Also, there is the denial. Not many times that we are in acceptance that we've lost. You still want to think you will wake up and report to that office. You will wake up and see that person that you've lost. You will wake up and be in your relationship. You do not want to go through the heartbreak. So it's all denial. And again, there is no feeling that is misplaced, because that's how we are geared as human beings. We've lost. The reason why we grieve, and we grieve so much, is because we are grieving for an attachment that is lost. This is the cost we pay for loving someone, for loving our jobs, or having something so dearly. Then from there we have the bargaining. Bargaining is where you are now not in denial, but you are still looking for options. Maybe could I not have taken them to that hospital? Maybe they could not have died. Could I have rushed them to hospital immediately? That accident, could they not have boarded that matatu or something like? Could I not have been, so submissive or so late at work? Maybe I could not have lost the relationship or even lost the job or something. So there is the bargaining. This bargaining, at times it comes and we can feel so crushed, because we are still feeling like there was something you could have done to salvage the situation, but it's still normal, not feeling misplaced. It's still normal to feel that way because you must go through the process for you to gain healing. We keep on saying it gets to a point where you can feel depressed. Depressed is the emptiness, the loneliness. And let's say, for instance, someone going through job loss. You get to a point now, it's not only a job loss, it comes with financial loss. Your colleagues who have been your friends for so long, you are no longer seeing them, and maybe they've even stopped calling you. When someone has lost their loved one, you are at a point where even the value has been done, you're just there now, everyone has gone their way and expecting you to move on. So there is the loneliness, and this is the time you come into terms what exactly is happening. We keep on encouraging people and trying just get to label and to name what you are going through. Once you give it a name, you are able to adapt so fast and to move on, because what follows after that, you can now be engaged in other different coping mechanisms which are very negative, like drugs and substance use. You find yourself not being able even to relate well. If it's about job, not even attending. You become dysfunctional in all your ways. So the last stage is the acceptance stage, where now, yes, you accept and now you want to move on. However, how many people are able to come into acceptance and they say, now we want to find a good coping mechanism? That's how, as Allsmiles Therapy Center, we are here to walk the journey with you. We keep on saying the pain of loss and grief, there is no quick fix about it. You won't come and we take your pain away. When people call and they say, I've lost my loved one, we ask, how long ago? When we talk about a moment of days, we will still send you back and ask you to hold on, because you need to process the pain for the healing to start. So we are here, and with this we have a psychosocial support group where we walk the journey with you, and even your loved ones, we take them through the group therapy. And again, for this module 4, we are talking about classes where you'll be able to learn more and get also to be a support even to other people out there, to get to know when someone goes through loss, the best you can do is just be there for them, or you can ask them, is there anything I can do for you to make you feel better? Other than going there with solution, there is a reason, which is, well, there can never be any reason as to why someone loses their loved one, as to why they've lost a job. It can never be, well, they've lost a job, they do not have an income. It can never be, well, they won't have their dad anymore, So it's all about learning the best, the healthy and the positive coping mechanism when it comes to loss and grief. So with that, we are expecting that we are going to have you on board so that we can take you more into details, because what we just shared, it's just in brief of what entails loss and grief. So I will invite Bella to take us through about being in a toxic environment and what that means. So Bella, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Teresa. In module 4, we are also going to look at toxic person, environment, or event. At this point, I am sure that at one point in life, you've had people talk about a toxic person, a toxic relationship, a toxic environment, or even friends. Could be you've even experienced that firsthand from friends or from environment or from relatives. Now, a toxic person or environment, it does not, it causes harm not only to that person, whoever is being affected firsthand, but it also causes causes their happiness and their well-being to be affected. They are not happy, they are not mentally healthy. You find that they want to go to work, but they have no motivation whatsoever. How many times have you woken up and you're like, I don't want to go to work? How many times have you told your friends, I don't want to work at that place? Or if I were to get a swap, I would do it one touch. How many times has that friend called you and you just look at your phone because you don't want to engage? Now, most of us could be living with people that are toxic. You could be working at places and environments that are toxic without even you knowing. Because you find them exhausting, you don't want to be around them. And toxic people, they can be your friends, they can be your relatives, they can be your bosses. And such people, we find them, they're manipulative, they are controlling, they are needy, they're self-centered, and you find that most of the time they want things to revolve around them. Now, as I mentioned that, who comes to mind? Are you a toxic person yourself? And being happy and healthy can be extremely difficult if you're surrounded by such people and if you are in such environments. Now, are you one of those people? Or do you know someone that is? And how do you deal with such people and such environments? How do you even identify them in the first place? And what are the red flags that you should look out for? Are you clinging to a toxic partner or a toxic career, a toxic friend? And how can you tell that you are a toxic person? And if you identify them, if you know that my work environment is toxic, my friend is toxic, my parents are toxic, how do you cope with such? Now, at Allsmiles Therapy Center, we offer these trainings. We take you through who is a toxic person, how does a toxic workplace look like, how do you identify a toxic person? If you are a toxic person, how do you deal with that? How do you become better? If someone else is toxic, how do you help them? And then after that, you get to know what are the coping mechanisms. If you are this work environment, you want to be there, but then it's toxic. What are the coping mechanisms? You're in a situation where you can't leave. Maybe it's a contract, and it's your first year. You have to stay for like the rest of the 4 years because it's a 5-year contract. How do you cope in such an environment? As we take you through the trainings, we will give you the skills, we'll help you know how to identify such people and such environments, and you get to learn much more when you enroll for the training at Allsmiles Therapy Center. Now, you can become a very different person from who you were initially if it affects you. And if your surrounding and the people you surround yourself with are toxic. So as we go through the program, you learn how to take care of yourself first if you're in such a relationship, if you're in such an environment. So I encourage you, kindly enroll with us at Allsmiles Therapy Center to be able to learn all these skills for your benefit and even for the benefits of those around you. Back to you, Truth.
Oh, thank you so much, Bella. So it's all about, do you love or do you like that toxic person that you know? If answer is no, get to know. The more you are there and the more you are accommodating to them, what will happen to you, you also end up being a toxic person. If the moment you become a toxic person, still the cycle continues. Hurt people. Be able to identify, and when you come, even as you're learning, you also get to know, are you also the enabler? Have you made them become that toxic to you? Are they reflection of how you are addressing them? So yeah, now we are at you, Sheila. You take us now to the next. What shall we be looking at in our module 4?
Thank you, Teresa. Yes, module 4, we'll also be looking at conflict, crisis, dispute management, resolutions, and mediation. Have you ever wondered, when a conflict occurs, what really happens? Many things go wrong. And what can you do to get solutions? How can we win in this kind of a crisis? These are things which take people to what people normally know commonly as the court. In Kenya, we have just had elections, and we have had a feel of that. The guys took themselves to the Supreme Court, and we now saw the results. That is one of the ways of resolving a conflict. Conflict can occur at any level. So besides those, there are other areas you can use to resolve conflict. We have, apart from just what we call litigation, the one which the political parties use, the litigation, it's called litigation. We also have what you call arbitration, when you can actually decide, the two parties actually, you can actually go to a lawyer or a judge to actually just resolve the thing between the two of you with the help of somebody else who has a better understanding of the solution, and they can help you resolve. This actually happens in many areas, like you can have family conflicts over land, over, your parents would have died and you want to now divide the estate. It can be an issue. So you can decide either to go the litigation way or go the arbitrator way. And this has really had bad impacts on people not knowing what to do when you have such issues as conflict, bad conflicts, where you can't see even eye to eye. We have even had people in Kenya, others killing each other because of these conflicts, and they can't resolve something which they would have done easily and gone for litigation, chose arbitration, and there are others. There are other processes you can try, even negotiation. You can even try negotiation. These are some of the things we'll teach you when you come to Allsmiles, so that it doesn't need to go into a crisis. It doesn't need to go bad. You can resolve things as good human beings. Their abilities to resolve. Like I said, negotiation, you can decide. We can have some negotiation person to help us negotiate. We had somebody like, in 2007, we had a guy who came and helped us negotiate when Kenya had gone ablaze. They helped us negotiate. We got a negotiator. So we'll teach you some of those methods of being able to solve your conflicts. There are others which are even just easy, like compromise. How do you settle and compromise? There are others where you can use, some people decide, I will give my rights. Yeah, I'll give my rights to the other person. I don't want to fight. Let me just release my rights to the other person. We'll teach you all this and much more so that you win in your crisis.
Wow. So that you win in your crisis. Yes, and as Sheila has put it, you don't have to wait until it gets to that level that you need to go for court process and all that. You can just come, and through therapy we are able to mitigate through and get to know what exactly are you facing psychologically. And again, even if you find yourself, going to the court all the way for court process, it also comes with some mentally, being drained and all that. You can be drained mentally, and also the people within you and around you. So just come for therapy. And for this course, it will even help you to ensure, even as you're facing this, you'll be able to know what exactly you're going through. You'll be more aware about your feelings at that particular point, and how also to do self-care and to take care of yourself. Now, we have our last topic, which is the last topic in Module 4 and the entire last topic in our entire course. So now, you'll tell us, Kate, what we'll be dealing with.
Okay, thank you, Teresa. You have reserved the last, and it is the best. And then why I say that is because this last course will be having basic counseling skills. And I don't know what comes to mind when you hear counseling skills. You could want to wish us away and tell us, I am an accountant, I am not a counselor, I'm not a therapist. But I'm here just to enlighten us that the reason we need and we're inviting everybody in every sector, in finance, in the law and every other sector, is because counseling, we refer to it as a helping relationship. And everybody that is listening to us, that is watching us this day, is dealing with people. So the essence of this course is really to help us understand what are those skills, what are those techniques, what are those measures that I can use in whichever field that I'm in. So this is a very critical course that we're inviting us, because in this we will enlighten us. And I need to mention, we are not making you a professional counselor by this training, but we are equipping you with skills that you need in every sphere, at home, in school, whichever field that you're in. And in this course, we will look at, first of all, to help us understand what is counseling. And we say this is it's a therapeutic and helping relationship that involves the use of skills, the use of techniques. I'll be explaining what these are, the use of approaches, the use of theories, aimed at helping one examine their issues objectively to facilitate positive change that alleviates pain and discomfort in one life. What I am saying is that when you come in for this course, we want to equip you with skills that will help you know how can I be objective when dealing with my staff, how can I be objective when dealing with my people at home, how can I be objective when dealing with my neighbors, when dealing with anybody and everyone that is around us. So that's the reason we're inviting you for this, first of all, to help you acquire these skills. But in addition to that, we will take you through the process. So I need to get this, but what is a process that I can go through? And the counseling process, there are many models, but there is one we call the most commonly used, the Egan's model. And this helps one to familiarize with the what, the where, the who, the when, and the how of the client or the person in whichever sphere that you're in. So in this training, in this course, we help you to identify, so what is the issue with this person? Where are they coming from? Who is concerned in this particular situation? When did it begin? How is it affecting them? So this is a very critical course that will help us just to identify how best we can relate with the people around us. We will also take you through the techniques, what we call the counseling techniques, and there are many of them. Some we might be using. You might be using them and you actually don't know that they are counseling techniques. For instance, we have what we call a miracle question. You know, when one is faced in a difficult situation and you want to help them move out of the place they are stuck and look at things positively. So we have techniques like a miracle question. We have techniques like the hierarchy of needs is also another technique we can use. The self-disclosure, where even as therapist or as a person, you help to use your own example, your own experience to help somebody else, and many others. So we will take you through the various techniques that are available that we can use in our various spaces. We will also look at communication, effective communication. And in this, we talk about the 7 C's. They're very critical. It's about being clear, it's about communicating correctly, it's about complete communication, like you're able to be understood. It's about concise. We are not beating around the bush. We want to drive the point home and be effective. It's about coherent, it's about courtesy. So how can you communicate effectively at home, at work, in the neighborhood? The reason I say that this course is basically for every one of us. So we are inviting you to Allsmiles to train with us on this course, basic counseling skills, because we are all counselors in our own aspects, because we are dealing with people at home, at work, in our neighborhood, in our organization. So we welcome you to join us at Allsmiles, because we desire and we strive to make you a better communicator, a better solution provider, a better person in whichever sphere that you're in. Welcome to Allsmiles as we journey together. Over to you, Teresa.
Oh, thank you so much, Kate. So as Catherine has said, This does not make you a therapist, neither does it make you a counselor. Why? Because there is more vigorous training that needs to take place for you to become a therapist. However, please remember, you are always the first contact of that one person who needs help, and maybe they are not aware that they require this help. That's why basic counseling is key, because you'll also be at a position to know what to tell them, when and how for them to accept to go for counseling. So, and in most cases, we find ourselves people coming for advices from us, people coming because they know maybe you are a community leader, you are a religious leader, you are HR in an organization. So they didn't want to come so that you can advise them on how to go about, the next step of their life. So please do not be like lost and not knowing what to tell them. Come for this course because you'll have some basic on how to lead them. So the difference between you and us is you will be at a position to advise them to the next step. For us as therapists, we do not advise. In our career, our work has nothing to do with advising you, but we walk the journey with you to ensure that you get full healing into whatever mental difficulty that you might be going through. So yes, you are all welcome to our basic psychology, awareness and life skill course. Come enroll. This will be happening from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. This is to ensure that everyone from wherever you are able to enroll for this course, whether you are within Kenya or not, out there from America, all over. And we have people coming over. Why? Because of our timelines, we've made it in such a way that even if you're working in shift, it's something that you are able maybe to squeeze some time. If you're working here within Nairobi or even wherever within Kenya, it's still okay because we are going to have it virtually offered, which means even as you drive home, you can put your earphones on and you just be listening and you contribute and engage. So just come, let's all be aware, because I keep on saying when you are more aware about all the mental issues, most likely, we keep on saying prevention is better than curing. When you know about drugs and substance use, you'll be knowing what substance that you're going to use. If you take wine, you will know up to what level is now toxic, how much is enough, how much is enough. If you're a parent out there about parenting, get to learn one or two things. It's a course that is a 360 on all mental health difficulties, and this being done by therapists. It's because we've also taken and done a survey on all the issues brought to us for therapy, and so we want to ensure we educate people. At least it's something we are doing to ensure we also reduce a number of people coming here suffering. We want to see people coming because they want to enhance their relationship, they want to be better. Someone just coming and saying, for my wellness, I just opted to come for like 2 or 3 sessions for therapy, but I absolutely do not have a reason that has made me come. That's what we are looking for. So it's until when we embrace mental health, we are able to move forward even as a country. So that's it. Thank you so much. And also for your support, for people who are coming for our services, for people who are watching us. Thank you, and keep on watching, subscribe, share, put a comment there on what you want to hear from us. We are aware that other people, they are watching us from even different channels of our partners. Thank you so much. This is to assure you that we read each and every comment that you put there. We are very much humbled by your compliments, and we look forward to serve you all. So till next time, bye-bye.
Bye.